Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab, doing what I do for you. I'm going to push this concept on you again. The pineal gland, aka third eye. Let's talk about it. Rightisms, 25 rooted led by storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will run through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And two, might not be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about, do you know the importance of your pineal gland? Some people might say, what the hell is the pineal gland? Most of y'all know it as the third eye, okay? The all-seeing eye, the eye of Ra, the eye of prosperity. Everybody got an eye for something. The actual eye is the concept that this thing that's in your head that our ancient ancestors knew very well, that we can study and dissect and show the brain how it looks. It looks just like this. They knew that thousands of years ago. So let's talk about that little peep thing being in the middle of our head. That the Ark of Covenant, again, that's the pineal gland that's in the Ark. How about that? See, all this is symbolical. And I realize now they took knowledge and symbolically dispersed it. So it can always be there for those who want it in plain sight. They ain't hid nothing. Okay, we talking about hidden. No, it's always been there. We just ain't recognize it. My job to help y'all recognize some of the symbolism and get the benefit of getting the knowledge and understanding so you can better yourself. That's all this for you to live right, do right. Your pineal gland, that little thing inside your head, that's God's transmitter. We've been bugged from birth. He planted that in his creation. So that what? He always have what? Communication with it. Always, no matter where you go, he's to eat with you. That's the concept, and I ain't got a problem with that. However, y'all want to view it, I just put it my way. Symbolism that I can understand and makes sense to me. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. When you know something, you can break it down, expand it any way you want. Okay, but it's all symbolism, symbolical. But it's God's transmitted to what? His creation through what? Telepathy. God ain't came to nobody in physical and personal form. So nobody's never laid eyes on God face to face. Your boy Jacob claimed he wrestled with God. Yeah, all in his mind. It wasn't physical. And y'all need to make that clear. They got the idea Jacob wrestling with God. That mind, you see what I'm saying? That picture, no, bad picture, bad optic is wrong. It's all symbolical. All right. When y'all Bible thumpers realize the mythology and the symbolism in the Bible, y'all would be better off. Why? Then you won't run around here thinking it's literal. That's all. I ain't got a problem with y'all at all. No problem. But y'all got the wrong interpretation and y'all trying to push the dynamic that's just wrong. That's what I got a problem with. Moving on. How did our ancient Cometians know about this gland? It's like a third eye, but it sees in the dark and it sees spiritual, not physical. These eyes see physical. I got a mother-in-law, she's blind now. She said, I'm the only person who understands her inner vision. Yeah, I understand the third eye vision. Everything you do now is done inside your mind. You hear, smell, sense, taste, everything. Why? The eyes are gone. So that all the focus is going on the other four senses that you have to use to be in a physical body. It's perfectly understood by me. Moving on. But that's when you are objective and you can learn other situations and concepts. You ain't hell bent on one, well, this is how it is. That's all I know. No, I ain't that type of dude. Okay. So understand people's situation. And when the third eye is opening, that means that you have communication with your higher self, aka God. They knew about the brain and its functions thousands of years ago. They symbolized it in every way they can to show you. The 12 apostles, the 12 cranial nerves, the 3 wise men. That's the pineal gland, the thymus, and the hypothalamus, whatever you call it. But these are all concepts of the mind in the brain. They were breaking down the human brain long time ago. I'm 30 years into this studies. I just put all the stuff together. I've been studying, learning, taking in information, and they're breaking down the brain. The pineal gland is that little hidden thing in the brain. They knew about that, and they knew the power of it. I didn't have myself. Wow. Why do you think I rock it? Hello? Hello? The symbolism behind it. But then the idea, you can read and learn the symbolism, but once you implement the teachings, once you learn the concept, it takes on a whole new meaning now. Just like you believing in God and then having a God experience, you no longer believe in God. Now you know God, what? From your experience. That's the idea. That's what religion is supposed to get you, to have your own experience with God. So all the people who like you, y'all come together in fellowship. I fellowship with like-minded people about God. I ain't going to no demonic spot. They talking about the devil and worship. No, I'm going with people worship God. That's all. Moving on. We as a people don't have a clue about our pineal gland, our third eye, and the communication with God. Most Christians think because they pray, they live right, that's how they get to God. It's still the pineal gland. Why? Because if you live right, the serpent, Kundalini, will go up and hit that boom, pineal gland, and you become enlightened through righteous and virtuous living. I know that for a fact. Okay, you can call it what you want, but that's how you activate the serpent power that's inside you. We call it Kundalini. We call it serpent power. Indians call it Kundalini. But that's how you open the third eye. What? The serpent goes up through the chakras, hit the first, second, the third, fourth, the heart, fifth, the throat, sixth. Ding, 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 ding. Bing, something happens, something magical happens. You become connected. You become one with God. All you got to do is understand it and figure it out. That's what I had to do. Nobody told me. I wasn't warned. So I had old-fashioned experience. I freaked out. Moving on. Okay, most people do. Why? If you ain't planning for it, if you ain't studying and doing it, you don't know what the hell's going on. I just know some stuff was changing inside my head. Not fully aware with it. So I'm trying to help others have that same experience for themselves. They called it the spiritual eye, third eye, all-seeing eye. Okay, every eye you want. Okay, the eye, right? The eye conscious, eye, everything. Calling it one thing, interpret it. And do you actually know and how to open up your third eye? Okay, that's like everybody having the concept about God. Did you live, worship, and serve him? So you should have knowledge of him. Why? Because if you did that, he makes his presence known to you. That's why. So, when I opened my pineal gland about 15 years ago, I freaked out. Okay, I was crazy. Why? I wanted everybody to open their third eye. I'm still on that same. I don't know why the hell I chose to teach this nonsense. Not nonsense, but this that nobody wants. So I'm swimming uphill, so to speak. All right, this ain't easy. But I freaked out because everything changed. If you have a mystical experience, if you have an awakening, anointing, awakening, whatever you call it, enlightening, and you don't change, you ain't had shit. If a person claims to know God and they still doing the same thing, they ain't had nothing. Okay, it should change. My life changed 15 years ago when I had that conversation. I ain't been the same since. So I know. Don't tell me you done. No, no, no. I'll see. I'll watch. And I ain't got to worry about what you say. If what they say don't match what they do, leave them alone. I told my brother I had a conversation with God for myself. And that's the concept of having my third eye. Oh, wow, it took place in my mind. It all happened just like Joseph wrestled with God. I had a conversation with God in my mind. The voice was Vince Lombardi. I know clear as a bell. So I can recall the moment when it happened. Won't ever forget it. Born again. That's my new birthday, May 5th, 2025. 2010. Okay. I became a new person. I was born again spiritually. That's the reborn. That's the rebirth. That's the resurrection. I've been resurrected. I was living wrong as crazy back then. But now, when I freaked out because I wanted everybody to know. So I had my conversation and I was given my, what I call a mission. Enlighten and get anybody you can to me. That's your job. Okay. That was 15 years ago. I'm still on my job. But I just asked the question, you got. You show you got. I know you got. Why you just do what you do. Cool, got you. So all that question and answer, he with the nonsense. Okay. God is in our heart, the spirit, and our mind, which is conscious. That's what God is. And that pineal gland is his transmitter for you to get to him. If you open that thing up, it's calcified with ignorance and foolish living. Okay, that calcifies the third eye. It brings it down, closes it up, when it atrophies it. Okay, and fluoride. Okay, wrong food, bad diet. All those contribute to what? A bad closed third eye. And the people who want that to happen, they feed you that. And yes, it's spiritual. God is spirit and consciousness. Remember, heart and mind. When they come together as one, I call it heart-mind coherence. You become God-like. You know yourself. You know God. That's what they don't want us as a people to have. And that's how we lived in ancient times for thousands of years in harmony. I studied our history and I learned and I understood what they did, and inside their mind, they broke down the mind the whole time. They were showing you how to use and master this thing right here. The most sophisticated machinery known to man that don't come with no instructions, but instructors. That's us teaching. When you're God conscious, you understand, you know, and you not just believe, but you're going to acquiesce to what you know to be what, right? I'm not going to do what's wrong. What? I know better now. I was, swayed to do that. Now I'm on my own accord. I'm not doing that. Simple. I rock the eye, the all-seeing eye. Okay, again, it's the symbol to let people know I know who I am. My third eye is open. I know and I communicate with God. My whole point is to teach you how to make your own communication, your line of communication open with God by opening the third eye by right. Living right, thinking right, doing right. All those things will help and aid you to get what? God's attention. You can't talk spiritual, nothing. God, enlightenment, nothing. Awakening, nothing without including and understand the pineal gland, the significance that it plays. In the Vatican, the stick that the Pope carried got a pine cone on it representing the pineal gland. You got ancient Anunnakis walking around with the pine cones in their hand, okay? Everybody in ancient times knew about this thing up in our head called the pineal gland. We as modern people, you ask the average person, pineal gland, what's that? So we know they know. Whoa. Okay? Again, God can be communicated with through your pineal gland. That's what it's there for. That's the significance. That's the purpose of they were trying to teach you how to get to God. Yeah, I'm on my roll right now. I'm kicking it. This, I don't need that. I can do this just right. I can do this off the top of my head. But my point is I try to keep it structured. But that pineal gland is a bad mamma jamma. And they tried to hip us to it as best they could. Symbolism of the importance of it, the serpent going up, hitting the pineal gland, being the light goes off. This is all symbolism, but that's what really happens. Okay, when what? You're living right. Your righteous and virtuous living will activate the serpent that's dormant in your body in ways to open up so it can go up to the chakras to do what it needs to do. But you have to do what you need to do for it to do. And that's the way to activate the serpent that goes up to activate, open the third eye, the pineal gland. Do. That's I said, and that going up the spine of a saw to get here. Ding, to wake up who? Haru, the spirit that's in me and you. Haru represented by the third eye. That's his calling call. That's why it's mine. Okay, I love that idea. And I understand it. Where we at? Okay. You can't talk God. I have the pineal gland involved. Trust me. You're righteous again. Your third eye awakening is what they spiritual awakening, Nihas, Christ consciousness, modern time. It's awakening mean you becoming one with God. You become anointed way in the head. You become conscious. Hello? Come on now. Golgotha is the brain. That's what Christ was crucified. All that good stuff is all symbolical, but it's all happening inside of you. Trust me. We have all modern day technology that we can look in the brain, cross section. They knew all that without what we got today. They knew that there's a brain inside the heart. We just find that out. Okay? But, excuse me, we have all the modern technology to know about what's going on. Our ancients didn't have all that, and they still knew what was going on way back then. So who's smarter? We still trying to catch up. We still playing catch up with the human body. They had the body figured out. If they figured out the damn heavens and the earth, you know, the man ain't hard to figure out. The improvement, they know the 5 points. Come on, that's too easy to find. Anything 5 is the body, the senses. Smelling, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting. Okay? They forget the damn part that I feel important. Thinking. That makes everything else work. Okay? You got to put that in there. That's the smash that they tend to overlook this part right here. It's really 6 pieces. Okay? Smelling, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and thinking. Moving on. 6 pieces. And when you use the 6 concept, they call that extrasensory perception. Advanced knowledge. How about that? Just knowing thyself and how it works, the body and your mind. They teach you how to master the brain. Where we at now? God can be the third eye awakening. Okay. They mapped out the heavens, the zodiac. Okay? 360 days. Complete year. According to them, the added 5 days are the God's birthday. The 5 children from Geb and Nut, Asar, Aset, Haru, Set, and that. Those are 5 holidays. That's it. So that's the 365. The story goes, Tahuti had to win 5 days from Kansu, the moon god, so that she can give birth outside of 360. So it's a story that fits in the dynamic that makes sense. You can pretty much follow it. Remember, it's all mythological, so you can follow along the pattern. That's the thing about it. But they mapped out the skies, the heavens. You know they had this thing on top of their damn shoulders figured out. Trust me. And they did. 12 cranial nerves. Oh, those 12 apostles. Who the 12 apostles? Moving on. But the brain was what they figured out a long time ago. That is a little thing inside there, the Ark of Covenant, the 2 brains, the hemisphere covering the Ark of Covenant. What's in the Ark of Covenant? The pineal gland. All this is symbolism. I can't wait to get my book. I ordered the book of Wisdom and Symbolism. Oh, I'm about to have fun. Why? I'm going to break it down. They're going to make it easy for me to break it down. All right, let's go. Now, with third eye opening, where you at? Okay. When you go to sleep, these eyes are closed. You still see colors and vivid things in your vision, inner vision, don't you? That's third eye, vision. It sees the spirit, okay? It sees internal. So that's the vision you use once you shut these 2 eyes. Now you rely on what? That third eye vision. And people who go blind, like my mother-in-law, she done mastered that. And she does it well, okay? And when you go to sleep, you still see in your dream. She ain't blind in her dreams. She ain't blind in her mind. Physically, yeah, but she can see very well, okay? I love that. We gotta get together. I gotta call my mom. All right, we're spiritual beings. Remember, We are spiritual beings. That means internal. We're spiritual. That's inside it. And the eye that's inside it is what sees the internal part. That's hence they call it the spiritual eye, the third eye. We're spiritual beings. Our third eye, the pineal gland, is what you call spiritual vision. It sees inner. I keep trying to explain that to you. Been doing for years. Spiritual beings need to what? Hone in their spiritual vision. Open their third eye. Is your spiritual vision. Again, become awake. They call it awakening for a reason. Why? It's closed. If you walk around with these eyes closed, you can't get much done. You're going to have a problem. So if you go through life with your third spiritual eye closed, that means you're ignorant to yourself. You're ignorant of your higher self, your true self. So you never know yourself. And remember, they left us to create what? Know thyself. That means you should get information and knowledge of what? Self. Self-knowledge is true knowledge. And waking up the third eye vision is acquiring third eye, that kind of knowledge of self that will open the third eye by living. My third eye, pineal gland, has been open for years and have been for 10 years now. I see all I need to see about me. When I'm woke, I can see whatever's going on in my waking vision, but my internal vision sees inside. The dream world you're in, I have lucid dreaming. Well, I'm woke in my dreams. Okay, that's how my third eye opens. So I'm sharp to that point. Again, I'm in your dream state. Your third eye is your true vision in that astral realm where the physical body is still in the bed asleep. Your eyes is closed, your mouth is shut, the ears don't need the physical body. I tell you, I don't need from here up. Why? I need this. That's what I need. That's where God dwells. He don't dwell on the physical body. That's the heart. Take care of that. But he wants you to be conscious of him up here in the Holy of Holies. Okay, whatever y'all want to call it. All right. Again, I just told you. If your dream state, your third eye, is the vision that you see, and no matter who and what you are, if you wake up and can't see yourself in the dream, that means your third eye is way closed. It's calcified. You can't even see it in your dreams. That's not good. Okay, you should see vividly and clear in your dream state. I do. I'm a lucid dreamer. Okay, I know I'm in a dream and I'm dreaming. My pineal gland, aka my third eye, is open. So I see clearly in my mind all the time. And even in the dream state. More importantly then. Again, bringing it home. This pineal gland, y'all need to do me a favor. Anybody watching this, Google pineal gland and get some shows on pineal gland. Everybody got to tell you about that thing. Okay, I'm just giving my version of it, but you need to understand the importance of it for yourself. Okay, so true awakening is opening the pineal gland, the third eye. That's the true awakening. Why? It's internal. It's opening your third eye, the pine cone. Everybody know about it. Okay, you can't open your third eye with ignorant and egoistic intentions. A false prophet don't have third eye vision. He have ideas and understanding that he's perpetrating the fraud for what? Selfish gains. Y'all can't recognize a false prophet because your discernment, your spiritual discernment, your Anubis is a little off. Why? Y'all can't tell good from wrong, right from wrong, real from unreal, a lie from the truth. That's why. Simple as that. I can tell a BS a mile away. Simple as that. So moving on. Especially from the drug game, okay, from the street game, yeah. But now I'm in the spirit game. Y'all even more obvious. Y'all walk around like Pinocchio to me. Okay? Why? All y'all liars. So y'all are Pinocchio. All right? Moving on. Only way you can open up your third eye is with good actions. And that will open your third eye. What? Your Kundalini rises through what? Righteous and virtuous actions. Not intentions, but actions. So your intentions are mentioned from the heart. God sees that. The action is what he's going to reward you for. Everybody, what they say, the road to hell paved with what? Good intentions. So we'll know that story. When you're being awakened, that means, false prophets, the bad preachers, the Mr. Mega preachers, they are liars. Again, Pinocchios. They are not truth tellers. No third eye vision, awakening, just all falsehood and lies. They're good orators. They talk a good game. And if you get caught up in the conversation, they get you. Okay? A con man, biggest thing is what? Your attention. Okay? A magician, He gets your attention and start talking and whittling and all of a sudden he got you all flustered and messed up. Don't be bothered with the nonsense. By being awakened, it means you opened up your third eye for yourself through what? Righteous and virtuous living. There's no other way. Christ had that part right. I am the only way. And that's what he was telling you. I agree 100%. Taking it home, wrapping it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Being ignorant means your third eye is asleep. It's closed. Like this. Okay? When you are enlightened, it opens up. Now you can see. Ignorant people can't see spiritually. Okay? So they are dead physically. Spiritually, they're dead, dormant. They don't really count. Okay? But they're still walking, talking, and acting. So you gotta be aware of them. Moving on. Wrapping it up again. Being ignorant means your third eye is asleep. Being enlightened, waking up the open third eye means you can see. Right thinkers, open up the third eye. Trust me, it will help you in every way. There's no downside to open up the third eye. All right? Right thinkers in closing, may you all live to be 100. May 100 miles a day. So I know my right thinkers who starting to learn the importance of pineal gland, third eye, and passed away. Open that eye. The one that wink, not the one that stink.